Hi, this is Paul. I'm coming back with TTM episode number 64. I also have a blind trade from Johnny Serena, and I also have a shuffle. So let's get Johnny done first. Uh, Paul, my man, it's always good to hear from you. Thank you for the trade. Also sending some fuel your way. Stay well, my friend. Thanks for always sending good vibes. Johnny out. Okay, so Johnny sent me some fuel. He sent me this 1970 Giants rookie stars. I'm not sure if these two individuals signed, and that Bernie Williams is not Burn Baby Burn from the Yankees, you know, who's now the guitarist. So that's a different Bernie Williams. So but we'll see. The next one is a 72 rookie stars card from the Expos. Terry Humphrey does sign. Not sure about Keith Lambert, so we'll investigate that. And then the last fuel was AL active career leaders. I think this is from '82. This card, I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. I can get, of course, Don Sutton unfortunately passed away. We can get Jim Palmer for $10, and Tommy John. I think he signs for a fee, but his signature is real shaky. So we'll probably just get Palmer on there to start, and then we'll see what happens. Then the signed cards is a 75 tops of Eddie Watt, and this is a 89-90 tops of Kelly Miller NHL, and this is a 91 Max auto racing card of Jimmy Hensley. Okay, so thank you, Johnny. We appreciate it. I'll leave a link to Johnny's channel. So now, on my returns here, I have 9 returns, and 2 were extremely long returns. So the first one is a 101 in 16 days from Elvis Andrus. He signed a 2014 Topps Heritage card. He's a pre and post game analyst for the Texas Rangers. Shout out to Chase and Nink. And if you send to the stadium, he gets back to you right away. Then the next one is a 101 in 20 days from Richard Dotson. He signed a 90 Topps. Okay, so now the first long return is a 101 in 1,790 days. And what's ironic about this individual, he lives less than 15 miles from me. And this is Steve DeBerg on an 8x10 with the Miami Dolphins. That was one of his last teams. So Steve DeBerg was the definition of a journeyman quarterback. I believe he originally was with the Dallas Cowboys, didn't play in a regular season game. Then he went to San Francisco and was replaced by Joe Montana. Then he went to Denver, was replaced by John Elway. So he was replaced by 2, at the time, future NFL quarterbacks. Then he went to Tampa Bay. He was replaced by Vinny Testaverde. Then he went on to Kansas City and a bunch of other teams. A decent quarterback, but like an Earl, more of a modern day Earl Amaro. He was basically a journeyman. So the next one in return is a 3-3 in 1,627 days, and I'm gonna have a story for this one, and that'll be it on the stories, and then just return. We got Jake Westbrook on the 2010 Topps. 2010 Topps traded, and the 2011 Topps. Now, Jake Westbrook, in 2002, the Montreal Expos felt they needed a top-line starting pitcher, so they made a trade with the Cleveland Indians for big, sexy Bartolo Colon. But in that trade, and you talk about fleecing an organization, because every one of these players was impactful. Maybe one not so much for the Cleveland team, but he went on to be impactful for Cincinnati. So first individual that came back was Grady Sizemore. He had a pretty good career until he got hurt. I believe Grady Sizemore is with the White Sox right now in some sort of coaching capacity. The next one The next individual that came back in that trade was Cliff Lee. Okay, Cliff Lee had a pretty good career. He was with, besides Cleveland, he went to Philadelphia, uh, then twice, and then he also played for Texas and Seattle. Again, a shout out to Chasing Inc. and of course Mike at the Hot Corner. The third individual that came back in that trade, of course, was Jake Westbrook, and he had a decent career. I think he had some injuries, but actually Jake Westbrook was originally in the Yankees organization. And then Brandon Phillips, who the Cleveland team didn't hold on to him that long. He went to Cincinnati. He was a pretty good player with Cincinnati, and he had a grudge against Cleveland because if you saw, I saw him in person several times when Cincinnati was still training in Florida, and Brandon Phillips would not sign any Cleveland stuff. He says, I have a problem signing Cleveland stuff. He would only sign Cincinnati stuff. So, okay, so that's it on that. Then we got a 3-3 in 48 days from Jay Bell on this 91 Donruss. Then this 92, sorry, it's stuck. This 92 Fleer checklist that's also signed by Bob Tewksbury. Ironically, well, both of them signed on the correct side. So we'll try and get this back out again. We'll see who we can send it to. Then he signed this Upper Deck photos sticker, and you may see Autographs 2000. He always has them. He had sent me some in a care package. So shout out to Autographs 2000. Then the next one is a 2-2 in 31 days. He's starting to sign his mail now. That's Derek May. Signed a 91 Fleer Ultra. And he signed a 92 Fleer. Derek May's father was Dave May. Dave May was a journeyman outfielder. He was with the Orioles in '69. As a matter of fact, he appeared against my Mets, and we're not going to talk about the Mets. However, a shout out to the Fairfield Little League. They won their first 2 games in the Little League World Series. They beat Texas on Wednesday, and last night they came from behind and beat Hawaii. So, and it's double elimination, so they're still rolling. But Dave May was traded from the Milwaukee Brewers to the Atlanta Braves for Henry Aaron. When Henry Aaron wanted to go back to Milwaukee to finish his career, Dave May went to Atlanta. So the next one is a 3-3 in 8 days from Dave Magadan, who happens to be the cousin of Sweet Lou Piniella. He signed a 91 Fleer Ultra. He signed a 92 Fleer. And then he signed the 88 Tops. Then the next one is a 1-on-1 in 19 days from Roy Smith. He signed a 92 Fleer. It looks like a dried out black Sharpie. And then the last return is this custom that I had gotten back from this guy in our last trade when I sent him all them 87 Tops. He sent me this blank Toby Harris custom. Toby Harris is a great TTMer. He gets back to you in a hurry. So I sent it off right away, and I got it back. So we'll leave a link to this guy. And then the last one is a Wanna Shuffle. A few individuals do Wanna Shuffle. And my trade return was this Craig Anderson. He inscribed an original Met. It's one of these the 60s TCMA cards. I already have one. Matter of fact, I just traded one to Johnny Serena, so now I got a duplicate back. So I'll put that in the double pile. So Craig Anderson, he's a great TTMer, original Met, and he always throws this extra card in. So, but that's it. Other than that, we got real issues in Queens with the Mets. Shout out to TTM Mike and this guy. I don't know they're literally bleeding to death. So I don't even know if At this point, if they can even be saved, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, if they do not make the playoffs, you're going to see a massive house cleaning by Mr. Cone. So other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.